Welcome to what many call the greatest setting in college football. Husky Stadium in Seattle settled nicely between the Cascades and the Olympic Mountains, and it doesn't get much better or much louder than this. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on the 5th-ranked team in the land, the Washington Huskies. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Washington will kick off as this one gets started. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. And this is the type of defense that have made the Huskies a factory for pro players.
Yeah, and Reese, when I think about Washington football, I think about defense. I think about right place, right time, great thought process, just physical, make you earn everything they get every single year.
It's caught. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. That kind of play is just vintage Hurricane receiver play.
I mean, big-time playmakers on the outside. The list is long for Miami, but finding those elite speedsters down in the state of Florida, it's not a hard job.
The throw to the outside is complete. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. They think there's room to run to the right here. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen, hasn't gone well. You've heard the outside noise, continuing to get louder and louder, haven't met expectations, and this is the business we live in.
Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. The #1 job is to protect their quarterback, and they did not.
They did not. But my #1 job as a defensive lineman is to attack your quarterback and get him on the ground just like this, get the sack, rattle this guy as much as you can, as many hits as possible on these quarterbacks.
Williams will pass. Dumps it to the back. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. The critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. And the coverage team down there to touch the ball. No return on this play. On 1st down, here comes this offense. Quarterback on the keeper. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand this, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
He's looking for a man on 2nd down. Got a man. It's Gray. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle. Now the defense will try to keep them on this end on 3rd and short from the 21. They'll try to get it through the air. Got the quick pass. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Off the play fake. Trying to beat the D deep. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. He goes out of bounds, but he just... himself. What a return after the interception.
You know, the best free safeties I ever played against were the ones that just have a sixth sense. It's like they know where the ball is going, and they can just bait the quarterback into trying to make throws that they never have a chance of making. That's what that guy did right there. He baited the QB into a bad decision and made him pay.
They're strong and they're scrawl. Defensive tackles, they're scrawl. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance when you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you.
And it's loose. That is a serendipitous turn of events. With the fumble going out of bounds, they'll maintain possession.
When you start to get that offense going and start having success, you got to make sure when you get closer to the scoring range, take care of that football. If you don't, coach is going to go you on the sideline, you in the game.
And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were...
Got some room, entered to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Caves. They'll try to add another to their lead.
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
And before they can kick it, the receiving team's going to call a timeout. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on second down. From the gun, the give, looking for room. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, third, fourth quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
At the 45, on his way. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease, he puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
One man in the backfield, and he gets it. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. He finds his man there to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. First down to start the drive after the break. He's going to pass. Snags it over the middle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offensive success.
Tackled, but he has a first down.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. Washington hoping to make this defense bow down in the red zone. Quarterback will audible. On second down, looking again to throw. Snags it, and he will score! Touchdown, Husky! He'll try to tack on one more. Smashes it through for the PAT. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive, and they close the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress in the sideline and get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
Williams looking for a man. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Oh, what a move to get room. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. And the Hurricanes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The hand to the running back. They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40-yard gains later. They really wear down defenses, and they test their physicality.
Tackle is made after the first down.
That's a nice-looking run, man, and what a legacy here when you think about Edgerrin James and Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, game breakers at the running back position. This guy, he seems like he's destined to play on Sunday.
Brought down after picking up 3 down to the 22.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But you got to do a great job game tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Oh, he makes the catch. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And the field goal unit will stay put as the head coach decides to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And this will fall incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Well, That is a big-time drop right there. Fourth down, opportunity to catch it, maybe get the first down. That is tough to swallow, but as a QB, I got to walk over to him and say, listen, dude, we're going to need you later on. I still believe in you.
And just an awesome job by that defender on that play. Great awareness, and he had his eyes on the quarterback, so he saw the ball thrown, and as such, he was able to go and swat it away.
On second down, wants to throw. He's got the back in the middle. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
Really nice looking pinpoint throw there. And when I think back to Husky QBs, you think about Warren Moon, you think about Mark Brunell, the Heward brothers. What about Jake Browning? All made really good decisions. This guy, he's got a lot of arm talent, but he's also very smart.
He's got his man. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
This guy is lightning fast. Did you see him come out of the break on the slant? QB got it to him early. What a weapon.
They're going to throw it again. Catch in the middle, it's Jones. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving.
Man, a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Wants to throw on first down. Finds his back in the middle. He's brought down solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. He's looking to throw. Getting some heat. And that pass intercepted. He looked as if he thought he had it all the way, and this junior makes a play.
How about the big fella? I know this is not in his job description to pick off passes, but the eye-hand coordination, able to get his big paws up there, stabs it out of Aaron. It was like he was almost surprised he had the football. Just start rumbling and stumbling once he had possession.
Looking to the big tight end. Wide open downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Now on the option. Quick toss. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. They'll immediately call timeout.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
Williams will pass. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They're trying to slam it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Hurricane. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Comes out throwing on first down. On target over the middle. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Hurricanes will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think that if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Quarterback checking the play. Looking to throw for it. Quickly complete. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. Fires the pass. Intercepted.
And defensive backs, you think, don't have good hands. The big fella shows it. How about that defensive back going up and getting the interception? Nice job breaking on the football. You play defense because you don't have hands? Yeah, not bad enough.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
And how about this offense deciding to run the football, be physical, find a hole, get downhill, Palmer, and get the first down?
Yeah, and it helps, too, when you've got...
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Miami.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Miami, 21, Washington, 7.
So much for the touchback. Here he comes. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return.
Washington Huskies will take over. 1st and 10.
The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Back open in the middle. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
They'll leave it with the lone back. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
On second down, just keeps firing. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half, but man, you're starting to get now in the second half, and this offense just has really, really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the third quarter. They got to get it going now.
On third down, he drops to throw. He just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Ball in the air, intercepted! And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, the defense was in cover two, which means they had two safeties playing deep, and they took everything away from the quarterback vertically, forcing him to have to try to check it down. And a great job by the linebacker, jumping the throw and getting the pick.
Trying to pound their way forward, he picks up a couple to the 31.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mitt. They put one mitt on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
They get him down after he makes the catch.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally with the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Williams looking for a man. Gets it to the back. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on fourth down. He'll have to generate power and some accuracy. A 50-yarder from the left hash. No good. Missed the field goal, but still a two-touchdown lead at 14.
Miami, 21, Washington, 7.
And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll give it to him again. And they make the tackle, but it'll be enough for a first down, and we'll see if they get another play off here in the third.
Miami, 21, Washington, 7.
And the Huskies come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll run it from the gun. Here it is trying to flex the muscle. They get him down at the 34 after a pickup of 4. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He just couldn't hold his water long enough at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Offense gets set for second down. Quarterback checking off. Looking to pass on second down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Makes the grab, gets the foot down. Just precision execution on that big play.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple of shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Nice job by the defense understanding where the goal line is, sitting on the goal line, making sure they didn't let anybody get open in the end zone. The quarterback had to try to force it in there, but really nothing available.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Husky! Why not double the try total and go for 2? From the gun. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they draw a little closer. So it's a 73-yard touchdown drive. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. From the gun, running back on the move. At the 35, he's got room. He's piled up 65 yards rushing in this one and within striking distance of a 1,000-yard season.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
Williams will pass. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
A lot of times you can tell by the pass set, that tackle gets really, really quick. You can tell that ball's going to come out quick. Great job by the defensive end, seeing the ball come out quick, getting his hands in the air, and deflecting the football.
They'll run the screen. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down.
And I think if I'm a QB, I like the decision. I get into my running back who's really good after the catch and really good with the ball in his hands, but the defense did the job. They got him on the ground. They gave up some yards, but they forced the 4th down.
Huge play here late, and this crowd is coming to help the defense. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Dances away from the heat. And he'll slide after picking up the first down.
Man, these are killers, right? Late in the game, in the 4th quarter, you're getting to the quarterback, but he does such a great job scrambling around. When you do this, you get extra first downs. You start to wear those defensive linemen out. So late in the game, this could pay off. Great job getting the first down.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
And this guy really has been a workhorse today. He's made plays when his offense has needed them the most. He's a guy who's reliable. They know they can turn around, give him the football, and he'll go make things work out. They're going to need him to finish this game. He has to continue playing well after that big run.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
You see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast and low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. This quarterback part of their running game. They tried to go smash mouth on third and short, and it did not work against this defense. This is the absolute right call. They're going for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Scrambling away. Finds his man and they convert. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down.
That was such a risky call. With the lead late in the game, to go for it on fourth down, that could have been disaster if they don't get it. But with the conversion, now the question, is that enough to ice this thing and win the game?
Power football with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. A nice way to go into the postseason and eventually the offseason with a W, but the question is, will it be enough to keep the Wolves at bay?
It's a great way to punctuate the season. You just have to wonder, though, if there were too many L's on the schedule to keep this guy around next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole body of work, right? You finish strong, but what does everybody look at? Like, how many games do you win? Who do you beat is important, right? Do you beat your rivals? Like, there's so much more. Do you have the team's ears still? So there's a lot that goes into decision-making, but it was definitely a disappointing season.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Ball's at the 24, a lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. Williams looking for a man. Tight end finds a soft spot. Keeps the legs moving. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on fourth down. They'll try to pick up the first. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on fourth down. The offense lining up for a first down play. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Looking to go up top on first down. Throwing right. Pulls it in. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. They'll throw it on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
We know this guy's a weapon, not just taking handoffs, but he can catch the ball too. That play, not so much. Got to do a better job reeling it in.
Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. On second down, wants to throw it. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
And now such a tough situation. Late in this game, you're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up you feel really great about.
A 6-point game getting very deep in the 4th quarter, and the offense desperately needing to convert this 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
And this offense does not come up big. Man, you needed that 1st down. And listen, the communication with this offense and the execution has left a little bit to be desired, and especially in a big moment right here when you had to have a score and you had to have the 4th down conversion.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you said productive. He's productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting 1st down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage, you're probably getting blitzed, it's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games and probably building a little confidence from that.
And you want it to be a habit. That's what you talk about as a coach week after week. Let's build. Let's create momentum and continue to build on it. Continue, and then you look up at the end of the season, you never know where you could be, what dreams you could bring to reality.
At the end of the day, I think good teams find ways to win games. And over these last 2 games, it hasn't always been easy. They've had to overcome some adversity, but at the end of the day, they were able to step up, make the plays necessary, and do that. Very, very impressive.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.